This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday, the 18th day of December, 1 week away from Christmas Day. James Spann here. Boy, what a storm rolling up the eastern seaboard. Big storm next week before Christmas. A lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Here's a look at the Skycam shots. First off, from Mount Cheaha, we saw icing up there for a pretty good chunk of the morning. Temperatures have edged up into the mid-30s, so the ice is melted, but at one point they had a pretty decent little coating of ice on the trees and exposed objects up there, and it's a very raw, cold, wet day. Birmingham, the rain has ended. That's the downtown Skycam coming from the top of the Daniel building. And down at Gulf Shores, a few little thin spots in the overcast as this major storm begins to move northeast away from the Gulf Coast. Well, there's the upper air look, the 500 millibar contours over the water vapor satellite imagery. And boy, this is going to be a whopper of a snowstorm northeast of here. There's the surface chart, and the surface low is on this chart is near Fort Walton Beach. And of course, in advance of that, much of the east will be slammed with heavy snow. There's a meso look at this thing at 1 o'clock, and the surface low is actually a bit closer to Tallahassee, and it's under 1,000 millibars and deepening pretty rapidly on the journey northeast. And there's the radar across the south. A little bit of lingering light rain up in northeast Alabama at 1:45, but the bulk of the heavier rain is on to the east. The flash flood watches have been canceled. And temperatures beginning to rebound. Look at Tuscaloosa, 51. They've got some thin spots in the cloud cover there, but off to the east, only 43. In Anniston and Gadsden, Birmingham at 46. Those are 2 o'clock observations. Yeah, buddy. It's a big one. Big-time winter storm. Heavy snow from the Great Smokies northeast. Those are winter storm warnings up all the way into Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. Places like Lynchburg could pick up well over 1 foot. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore could go over 1 foot. Some snow likely up into New York City and maybe Boston. A couple of quick images. That's from one of the ski resorts up in North Carolina near Boone. Don't you know they're loving this big snowstorm? And that is the, University of Western Carolina, where good snow is falling there. Kind of fun to watch those webcams with this going on. And the expected precipitation for the next 5 days, this is valid through Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock. And the heaviest, of course, is northeast of here with the initial storm. The next storm really comes in mainly after this period is over. Let's look at the 12Z GFS, valid at noon tomorrow. You can see that Vort Max near Chattanooga, and could that squeeze out a few sprinkles or flurries? Yes, it could. Don't think it will amount to much, but if you see a few sprinkles or snow flurries tomorrow or tomorrow night, don't be shocked. And look at that 988 millibar low just east of Chesapeake Bay. Woo, buddy. How'd you like to be in Washington, D.C. to watch this big snowstorm? Sunday, the storm beginning to wind down. We should be cold and dry, high in the 40s. The model suggesting maybe a few flurries up in eastern Tennessee, but we think Sunday will be partly sunny here. And let's look at Christmas week. What do we have? Well, Monday looks cool and dry. We should be back up in the low 50s. Tuesday, dry. A southerly breeze begins to kick in. And Wednesday, there's your pre-Christmas storm, at least in the upper levels. The main upper low is near Tulsa. Down below that, the surface low, very much stacked underneath that thing, not too far from Fayetteville, Arkansas, 1,000 millibars. And again, the modeling has been pretty consistent in trending north. So instead of snowflakes, now maybe we're talking storms before Christmas on Wednesday. That might suggest some active thunderstorms there. And Thursday, Christmas Eve, the surface low nearing Chicago. The main band of storms off to the east. Cold air waiting in the wings. And let's look at the European on Thursday. Again, this is Christmas Eve. This is valid at midday, Thursday the 24th. Now, the European has the surface low over the Mississippi Delta, while the GFS had the thing near Chicago. And again, we're dealing with extreme model madness, and I think that looks more realistic. And of course, the question is, will it be near across at Arkansas like that, or will it be at New Orleans? And that will determine who gets rain and who gets snow. Of course, on that look, that's all rain here. Maybe some thunderstorms involved. But that's Christmas Eve. Let's take a look at Christmas Day, Thursday, the 25th. And, I'm sorry, what did I say? Thursday, Friday, the 25th. Getting my days all crossed up here, which is not good. This is a time when you should know your dates. Christmas is the 25th, a week from today. That's a cold-looking pattern right there. Down below, cold air begins to flood in. That suggests A chance of snow flurries on Christmas Day. That would not be enough to get a blanket of snow on the ground, but flurries. And look at this, the day after Christmas. Goodness gracious, the 26th, the week from tomorrow, the 540 line all the way down in the northern Gulf. And that would suggest a day with sub-freezing temperatures all day and snow flurries. So, again, the pre-Christmas storm is trending toward rain, but as we've talked about all week, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, looks very cold, and there could be some snow flurries in there. So for the moment on the last couple of runs, including the European and the Canadian, the trend has been north. But let's get past this existing storm, and then we will feel much more confident in dealing with that. We'll check New Year's Eve. How about this? December 31st. Another trough, another storm rolling up out of the Gulf. And again, that suggests maybe some snow here. So as we've talked about, if we miss the pre-Christmas snow, maybe we catch the pre-New Year's snow. And then on January the 3rd, there's a look at another mischievous-looking pattern, active southern branch, cold air in place. I don't know. It's going to be some very interesting days here in the weather office the next few weeks. No doubt about that. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. My next video will be Monday morning at 7. Brian Peters will have the video updates tomorrow and Sunday. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.